You understand it? You'll let your spouse keep you from coming to church and turn Jesus down.
Yep.
Now, I'm going to tell you what, my wife ain't here, but I know she's looking at me on his Facebook now. But she'll tell you herself, when it comes to church, she ain't going to go to church on time. That's her problem, not mine. I'm going to be to church on time.
Yes, sir. There you go. There you go.
Wow.
Yeah.
Talking now.
Nothing going to separate me from Jesus no more.
Yes, sir.
Nothing. People every day trying to find what must I do to be saved? What must I do to receive eternal life? Yeah.
Wow.
People getting sick every day and have a stroke, heart attack, and almost die, still won't do right. What's wrong? What's wrong? You ain't got to try to be nothing for nobody that can't save you. Yeah. I ain't got a heaven to put you in, you know it, and can't look, but then you ain't got heaven to put you in, but they can put you in hell. Yeah. Oh, I wish I had more time. I had a 16-year-old, 14-year-old niece that committed suicide. And blew our mind. Blew my mind. Totally blew my mind. And so, the question that I'd like to ask you all today is just three. And I got another few minutes, but I'm going to be done here shortly. Get this bus. But if this part of my message that left, I ain't gonna ever rush if somebody wanna come and accept Jesus Christ. If I got to, I'll pay for a ride to take me somewhere. This part. How many people in here, if you can be truthful, you today in St. Luke, Missionary Baptist Church, 4200 Lockwood, Houston, Texas.
Yes, sir.
We all not lie in church, right?
Right? Yeah.
You may do it outside, but church, you ought to respect that.
Yeah, I hear you.
And the question I got to ask you, how many of you all here today have ever thought about past or present to commit suicide? Can I see a show of hands?
Wow.
Have ever thought about it?
Wow.
Can I see you stand up if you're not too ashamed? Can I see you stand up for a moment? This is church. We all got the same issue. We all got the same issue. All right, stay there for a moment. Next question. How many in here have never ever been baptized? Can I see you stand up? Never been baptized. Never been baptized. All right, next question I got for you. How many of you all here is out of church, but need to recommit yourself to Christ? Can I see you raise your hand? One. The next question is this. How many of you all here need help with dealing with the Ten Commandments? Can I see a show of hands? Some of y'all need to raise both hands.
God bless you, man. God bless you.
All right? And I asked the question, I mean, he got to redo the art. Now, everything. I ain't bragging on myself because I've done it. It took me 76 years. Okay? But there's things that you ought to consider. Y'all hear me on this one now?
Yes, sir.
Here's some things you ought to consider. A commitment to Christ is just saying, Lord, help me get this commandment together. That commandment together.
Yeah.
Just help me do it because I'm struggling with it.
Wow.
Because I don't want you take me and put me in hell. Help me just do this because you said in your word and you just trust me.
That's what he said, sir.
You promised me that you'd never leave me alone. So why not recommit yourself to Christ by coming down and say, Lord, I'm going to recommit. You're going to help me. And if I know I can't do it by myself,
Yeah.
but I'm so afraid of going to hell, and you don't know somebody can keep me out of there.
Yeah.
I mean, there ain't no shame in that.
You're talking, Doc. You're talking.
There is no shame in that. That's what the Bible says. If you be too ashamed of me, I'll be ashamed of you before my Father. If you're going to sit there and be a record and not to come up and recommit, something's wrong.
Wow. Yep.
And reading the Lord say, shame, that means that if you don't come down here and recommit yourself, and the pastor say, you know, what he needs to say to you, and recommit yourself and pray, I'm going to try to do it now. Like, I took my word back from the Lord I don't know how many times. So I just said, Lord, just help me. I'm done with it. And he delivered me.
My God.
He delivered me.
Yeah, man, Lord.
Why would you sit there and take a chance? He's making it easy for you because Lord said, I can't die for you now. Ain't nobody else gonna die for you. But I died for you. I want to ask the question again. After saying this, how many? You got no problem with the Ten Commandments like I used to have.
Yes, sir.
All you got to do is recommit yourself to Christ and say that I'm going to trust you, Lord.
Yeah.
I need to get 3 or 4 of them together and all of them together because I don't want to take a chance of running. Yeah. Because the Lord say that before His word
Yes, sir.
fail,
Yes, sir.
heaven and earth will fail, fade away, pass away.
Yes, sir.
Here is the other question. Remember this. What you say and do today, the Lord is watching. Why not make the right choice when you got a choice to make? Will you stand up and come down for recommitment? Will you stand and come up and make a recommitment to Christ? Will you come? Will you come? Will you just come down, not be ashamed of Christ? Will you come down? Come. Come, Jesus, come. Save me, O Lord. I won't be ashamed of you.
Yeah, I won't.
I won't be ashamed of you woke me up this morning. I promise, Lord, that I will not be ashamed of you. Because you are Alpha and Omega.
Yes, you are.
The first and the last. You are eternal. Nobody else can do me like you do me. Will you come? All of this just a recommitment. You recommit to your vows of your marriage and won't recommit yourself to the person who gave you the person you're married to. Will you come? We can wait. Because this is Jesus. You're talking about the King of Kings. Will you come? We got time. Will you come? I ain't gonna rush this part. I'm doing this here, making sure that I promise the Lord that save me, Lord. Save me. I won't be ashamed no more. Save me, oh Lord. If you don't want to come down, will you stand in it? Will you stand if you don't want to walk down? Will you stand? This is the part I never ever will rush. Because it's about eternal life. That recommitment is what's happening. Don't you let the devil make you sit down. Don't you let the devil win over you on this one. Because all you got to say, I trust you, Lord, because I can't deal with it myself. You need to help me deal with this situation. And look at it this way, too. If you step there and you get in an accident and have a heart attack, all your friends come around, you can't do nothing. Who you gonna call on? You gonna call on Jesus. The person. You don't want to be the person that you sit down on Jesus. But if you're on your dying bed, you gonna call on him.
Yes, sir.
Anybody else? Before I turn this mic over to the pastor. Y'all know I know why now that Jesus sent me by here today. If I had just got on and trying to get home and get Chicago and do this and that, what I got? They ain't got nothing that. Jesus still here. And I try wholly to his name. And look, I've told you the truth. I promise to Christ again, and in front of you are a witness, that I will never break his promise again as long as I live. I'll never ever break the 10 Commandments. Holy to his name. Well, I'm going to turn it over to my good friend, Pastor. I'm so glad, Pastor, you allowed me to come by today, you know? And I'm so glad that you all have stood up, because guess what? Lord, so you working, Wilson? You're working? Yeah. You getting on working, huh, man? Yeah. You know what, that Lord, as long as you smile on me, I'm going to keep working. Yes, sir.
Have thine own way, Lord. Have thine own way. Thou art the potter,